Hello, hello. This is a checkup post or a follow-up post about my video that happened with the man in the RV. I did make a part 1, like explaining the backstory on what happened. A lot of y'all were like, you're just jumping to conclusions, blah, blah, blah. He's just sitting in his RV. What's wrong with that? Well, there is more to that. If you're seeing this video before you saw part 1, you don't have to go back. Quick backstory. I run cross country. My coach just mowed the paths, and so that allows us to go run the course and start practicing again. So I went out and I did that, and I planned on running 3 miles. I pull up. It's out of the way of town also, but I know everybody that lives around it, and my town only has 1,000 people, so I feel more than comfortable, and I have before going and running at sunset by myself because it has been hot. And, like, I know the majority of everybody in my town. So, stuff like that doesn't happen here. If you're from a bigger town, I would not go running by yourself. But being from where I'm from, that is completely fine to do. Stuff like that doesn't really happen around here. So, yeah, there's a backstory. I pulled up. He was sitting on the side of the road. Like, his RV was sitting on the side of the road. And I didn't even pay attention to it, and I pulled in, parked. Well, he pulled in after me, and if you didn't see it, my car was here, and he, like, parked like this, and he parked his RV like this. So I thought that was weird. I look up, he's already looking at me, which is fine because, I stared back, but he gets out of his RV, walks around, and then goes and stands under the bleachers, not on his phone or anything, and just stares at the ground for 3 minutes. So I thought that was odd. Comes back, puts his hand on the handle, and so I thought he was going to get his RV and leave. Maybe he had to stretch his legs or something. So I get out, lock my car, walk over to the starting line, and I get over there, and he starts walking towards me. So I turned the volume, like, I had my headphones like this, but I had it playing music, so I turned the volume down, and I just start stretching. Well, there's a field, starting line is here, there's a road. He starts walking at an angle and then walks on the road here, and I'm stretching here. And so I just kept my eye on him. He went and stood on the bridge behind where I was stretching, which is like, it's far. It was far away. Like, this is the field, this is where I am at, this is the bridge over here. So it was far, and I just started running. My car was locked. But that area, the actual trail part, most of it is in the woods. So I was a little weary, and that's when I made my first post. I'm not saying, I didn't call the cops. I wasn't that scared. I was just making like a funny video about pointing out something weird that happened. I wasn't scared enough to call the cops, wasn't scared enough to call my dad. I stayed away from him. He never tried to approach me or talk to me. And I stayed where it was open, so I wasn't really in the trees very much. But, yeah, some of you men in the comments were pressed peas about what I said, like my video. And I think that's kind of odd because it doesn't, more that I'm a girl, but any children, I'm a child, I'm 17 years old, so I'm still a kid. Any kids that are by themselves, I think you should instill a healthy fear of any adult by themselves acting weird around them why they're by themselves, but especially men, just because they are strong. All men are strong, and it's crazy. The world is crazy, and you never know. So for the people saying that I overreacted, I would rather overreact than underreact, and my parents have always taught me that. Like, be aware of your surroundings, have a healthy fear of what's going on around you. I have a taser, and I have one of those blinky things that you pull, and it like sirens. So yeah. And I'm also not saying all men. There's a lot of comments that are like, all men. Not all men. But I do think that you should be weary if you're a kid and you're by yourself and there is a grown man acting weird. Yeah, be weary. It doesn't matter if, like, you're a teenage girl, teenage boy, you should be wary of that. Adult woman, like, y'all should be wary of that. So, yeah, it didn't scare me bad enough to call the cops. There was no reason to. He minded his own business. He just kept staring at me. That's the only thing that was, like, off. And then when I was at the part of the trail that was closest to the vehicles, he was standing by his RV, saw me, and then got in his passenger side and leaned the seat back. That was what my other video was about. That's why I said it was weird, because he was doing all that stuff before and then he did that. And he was walking around for, I ran and walked 6 miles, and he was, like, I was there for probably 45 minutes and he was there for 45 minutes too. And after, like, I just watched him. Maybe that's weird, maybe it's not, but I just watched him, and after about 5 minutes of sitting reclined in his passenger seat, he got out and went to the driver's side and drove away. But I am safe. My dad did call me after he saw my video. I'm safe and sound. Thank you to everybody that was concerned.